Hey everyone, it's the Review Revolution back at you again with the next in the Superman and Batman Public Enemy series. Today, we are taking a look at Silver Banshee. Very nice character, one that I think most people not only recognize from the Superman and Batman Public Enemies, but also, of course, from her several appearances on the Justice League Unlimited. And I believe there was even an episode with her, either just recently or coming up. I don't watch it, but the Smallville was Silver Banshee. But I believe that she is the only one that really does utilize an already existing set of molds from the actual DC universe, kind of the female molds. That being the case, I mean, for the most part, with the figures that are in the line in this wave or in this series, you know, I can kind of understand why they were picked and why we had gotten them. Silver Banshee is the only one that I'm a little more hesitant about because, you know, she's become well known enough, she's been seen enough that I think that that she could have merited being put into the DC Universe series, and for Public Enemies, gotten another character. And I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, I want Killer Frost. I think she is so cool that I think she would have been a much better choice for this line than Silver Banshee. But in either case, you know, we did get her. This is a figure that we have not yet seen before, like Black Lightning, Superman, or Batman. So it's kind of cool to have. On the packaging, as I mentioned before, nothing new, just different name, different character in the box, but the artwork and the title are the same. There's a look at her on the back, got the Lex Luthor President picture, and the write-up on the DVD. Now, I won't read that, but I did go through and do a little research on Silver Banshee herself. Her real name is Siobhan McDougall. Her first appearance was Action Comics number 595, which was December 1987. Her special abilities or super abilities are speed, durability, the strength of 10 men. Now, whether that's 10 Sylvester Stallones or 10 Urkels, I don't know, but 10 of them. Lethal sonic scream and teleportation. Background: while attempting the ritual making her leader of her family clan, Siobhan was dragged into an infernal netherworld where she made a deal with an entity called the Croon, allowing her to return to Earth as Silver Banshee if she can retrieve an occult book now in Metropolis, once owned by her dead father. So again, you know, actually not a bad character to get necessarily, but I think Silver Banshee could have appeared in the DC Universe, and we could have gotten, say, Killer Frost. But maybe that's just me. For now, though, we'll take a moment, pop her out of the pack, get a close look at the figure, and have some fun. So be right back. Alright, we've got Silver Banshee out of her pack, and yes, I was absolutely right. It turns out that Silver Banshee is, aside from the new head and the collar she has, pretty much her entire upper torso, waist, and then the top of the legs are pretty much an exact mold from Harley. Slight differences on the cuffs, obviously. But you can see, exact same hands, very spindly arms, and same thing on this side, exact same mold there on the hand. So, pretty much the base body that was used to create Harley has been reused to do Silver Banshee. Now, that being said, set Harley aside there. That being said, A couple of the issues that I had with Harley, which I'll go ahead and bring up here, is that with her arms being so thin, bending them backwards is just way too easy. Same thing on this side. It feels very frail. I mean, I understand the female characters have to be slightly thinner. I can kind of understand that they want to pick a small frame for her because of the fact that she is kind of this wispy, ghosty kind of Banshee, but still, I think the Harley Quinn mold was kind of flawed to begin with. Reusing it here probably could have made a better decision. Another issue I have, and actually this is something that's a little bit different from Harley from what I can tell, or actually no, it is exactly the same, is the leg joint. I mean, it definitely looks like she's wearing some, adult nappies, because the joint in the leg doesn't quite fill the gap right, and I don't know, somehow her lower torso, her crotch area definitely seems to look a little odd. It just, especially when you look along the legs here. So don't look there. Other than that, I think that the depiction of the character is done really well. The face is done very nicely. You can see the red that's been painted into the eyes. Has the black painted in for the skull appearance. She has the earrings. As I mentioned, they gave her this high collar, which is really nice. This is supposed to be part of her hair, but as you can see, there's this nice fade of gray from the front going to the back. And of course the back is kind of just a pale white with a little drop there. And that yet here it's just white. Had this been the same kind of grayish color in the top of her hair, would have looked much better down here. It looks out of place. It looks a little out of place. Her head does turn very well, and there is a bit of articulation because this is a Harley mold, and there is some clearance in the hair. You do get some fairly nice range of movement for the most part. Now this is a big chunk of hair, and it's sculpted nicely. I like how there's the top here and then the lines going down. I like that. But in just a minute I'll show you one of the problems that it gives. As far as the articulation goes, we've got a ball joint on the shoulder, twist at the bicep, elbow and wrist, which the entire arm, every joint on the arm feels so fragile. Twist to the waist, and just like Harley, she has this forward crunch, but this really almost exaggerated backwards crunch. I mean, I guess if you want to, looks like she's flying forward possibly, but that was more a flaw from the Harley mold that just carried over, being reused here for Silver Banshee. Her leg does come out and then out again. Twist at the thigh, knee, and foot. So all good there. You can see the nice kind of wispy paint on the legs, which I think is another reason why they probably reused the Harley mold, was because of the fact that it is a fairly generic female body and didn't really need a whole lot added to it other than a custom paint job for the character. That seems par for the course. Now, because her limbs are so spindly, and because this one leg seems to be a little wonky, actually I'm kind of surprised I got her to stand as well as I did. That large chunk of hair that's coming out of the back of her head does make her a bit top heavy. So, it's a good thing she does actually come with a base, just like all the other Public Enemies figures do. And also she comes with the left leg of Brimstone. See, I almost caught myself. Really? I mean, not a bad figure. certainly one that I think, even with the kind of simplistic hair sculpt and coloring, I really think that either exactly like this or with just a touch more detail in the hair, we could have seen this figure released under the DC Universe line, and that we could have left a space open to get someone, maybe a little bit more specific for the public enemies. Maybe President Luthor, Metallo. Metallo would have been a great one to put in there. But for now, this has been the Review Revolution. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.